Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Prabhus and Matajis. Welcome to our weekly Bhagavad Gita discussion. Today, we will be continuing with Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 13, with a continuation of 8 to 12, shloka 8 to 12. So, where did we stop last week?
We will be proceeding with steadiness, Prabhu, I guess.
All right.
Steadiness.
Okay, nice. So, yeah. So, what is the meaning steadiness? Okay, let's see. The Sanskrit meaning of steadiness here. Acharya Upasanam Saucham. Saucham means cleanliness. So, next is Sthairium. Okay, this is the meaning of steadiness, steadfastness, Sthairium. Okay, Prabhu, please read the meaning of steadiness, Prabhu, the paragraph. Continue.
Okay, Prabhu. Yeah. Steadiness means that one should be very determined to make progress in spiritual life. Without such determination, one cannot make tangible progress. And self-control means that one should not accept anything which is detriment to the path of spiritual progress. One should become accustomed to this and reject anything which is against the path of spiritual progress. That is real renunciation. The senses are so strong that they are always anxious to have sense gratification. One should not cater to these demands which are not necessary. The senses should only be gratified to keep the body fit so that one can discharge his duty in advancing in spiritual life. The most and uncontrollable sense is the tongue. If one can control the tongue, then there is every possibility of controlling the other senses. The function of the tongue is to taste and to vibrate. Therefore, by systematic regulation, the tongue should always be engaged in tasting the remnants of foodstuff offered to Krishna and chant Hare Krishna. As far as the eyes are concerned, they should not be allowed to see anything but the beautiful form of Krishna. That will control the eyes. Similarly, the ears should be engaged in hearing about Krishna and the nose in smelling the flowers offered to Krishna. This is the process of devotional service, and it is understood here that Bhagavad Gita is simply expounding the science of devotional service. Devotional service is the main and sole objective. Unintelligent commentators on the Bhagavad Gita try to divert the mind of the readers to other subjects, but there is no other subjects in Bhagavad Gita than devotional service.
Right. So, steadiness, Sthairium. Okay, so means that one should be very determined to make progress in spiritual life. So, that means in everything we do, we must have this steadiness. We must be steady. ஸோ நம்ம பார்த்தோன்னா இப்போ உள்ள காலகட்டத்தில் இந்த ஸ்டெடினஸ் வந்து நிறையா பேருக்கு கிடையாது. எக்ஸாம்பிள் எப்படின்னு சொன்னோன்னா, ஆரம்பத்தில் இனிஷியேஷன் எடுத்தோன்னே எக்ஸாம்பிள் டிவோட்டிஸ் இனிஷியேஷன் எடுக்கும் போது பிஃபோர் ஃபியூ மந்த்ஸ் பிஃபோர் இனிஷியேஷன் தேல் பி ஃபயர்ட் அப். But the moment like after few months after initiation, the steadiness won't be there. It will be dropping. Right? It's a common example I'm giving. Oh, maybe when you are practicing Krishna consciousness, at a certain point you will be very steady, very nice, following everything paka. Then at some point there will be a drop in the graph. So that means நம்ம கிட்ட அந்த ஸ்டெடினஸ் கிடையாது. ரைட்? ஸோ வை? இப்போ இந்த கேள்வி என்னன்னா, How and why? How we can be steady in our spiritual progress? Determination. ஸோ இது ரொம்ப ஒரு இம்பார்ட்டண்டான ஒரு கேள்வி. நம்ம nectar of instruction. Okay, when we look into nectar of instruction, this is a book by Srila Rupa Goswami. ஓகேங்களா? ஸோ ரூப கோஸ்வாமி வந்து who is Rupa Goswami? Anyone? Who is Rupa Goswami?
One of the 6 Vaishnavas, Goswamis,
Okay.
who from Vrindavan, I guess.
Rupa Goswami is the crest and jewel of our movement. Without him, there is no ISKCON. So he is actually the crest and jewel, is very important personality. So because when we speak about Gaudiya Vaishnava, what is the Sampradaya? What is our Sampradaya? Anyone? What is the name of our Sampradaya? நம்மளுடைய சம்பிரதாயம் பேர் என்னது? இப்போ உங்களை when you meet someone is asking, so Harishwaram Prabhu, I saw that you are attending this temple program, so what is that? What you are worshipping? What Sampradaya? Like myself, I am worshipping Narayana, and we have a very clear Sampradaya. I am coming from a bona fide Sri Sampradaya, right? Ramanujacharya is our Acharya. So how about you? Is your Sampradaya bona fide? If it is bona fide, then tell me the name of Sampradaya. What is your lineage? Who is your Acharya? Oh, is your ISKCON just created by some old man who went to New York? That means your teaching was created by some old man named Srila Prabhupada, isn't it? So that means someone have created this movement, right? And that's what we are following. That means before ISKCON, there's no this movement. So this is something new you guys are following. Apadiya, isn't it? Is it a correct understanding? So that is why Prabhus and Matajis, we should know our Sampradaya. Very important. Why? This is your lineage, your family lineage. Who's your father? Who's your mother? From what lineage you're coming is very important actually. Varnam. This is your, actually, when we are speaking about the material way of looking into these things. You must know your father, your mother. What is your family lineage? Where you are coming from? So if you don't have a family, if you don't know who's your parents, it's called Anayatim. So similarly, we must know our Sampradaya, our lineage. Right? We are not following something blindly. So I have to divert our topic today because I don't get any. So that means are you following something bogus? Are you following something which is created recently?
No, Prabhu.
So how to understand this, bro? Very important question, right? நம்மளை கேட்கலாம் பல பேர். ஸோ அதனால தான் நம்மளுக்கு தெரியணும். So we are, remember this, the name of our Sampradaya is Brahma Matva Gaudiya Sampradaya. அப்படின்னா our Sampradaya is coming from Lord Brahma, Brahma Madhvacharya, Madhva, okay, and then Gaudiya is referring to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, okay, who is none other than Krishna, the incarnation, the munificent incarnation of Kali Yuga. இதுதான் வந்து Gaudiya means referring to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in the West Bengal, region of West Bengal, Gaudiya Desha. So that is why we take this, we carry this name, very important name, Gaudiya, into our Sampradaya. Gaudiya is very important, very significant. So Brahma Matva Gaudiya Sampradaya. This is our lineage. Okay, so Rupa Goswami is a disciple of Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he is, and we are also in another name for us is Rupanugas, Rupa Anuga. அப்படின்னு என்ன அர்த்தம்? The followers of Rupa Goswami. நம்மளோட சம்பிரதாயம் வந்து Rupanugas. So who are you? I am Rupanuga. I am the follower of Rupa Goswami. So Rupa Goswami is the foremost spiritual master for us. Because in order to understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, our movement is Gaudiya. So in order to understand Gaudiya, Mahaprabhu, who is none different than Radha Krishna, you have to understand the message of Rupa Goswami. You have to go through Rupa Goswami. That is the process. You cannot surpass Rupa Goswami. அதனால தான் what is the mantra, pranama mantra for Rupa Goswami? The moment you flip your Bhagavad Gita, the moment we flip our Bhagavad Gita, what we can see? Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Right? So this is we are offering, immediately we are first offering to Prabhuji. Paranga, Mangala Charana, we are offering our obeisances to our spiritual master. Immediately the first in the picture is Rupa Goswami. So how can we understand Radha and Krishna? How can we understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? How can we understand the message of our Sampradaya without knowing who is Rupa Goswami? So he is a very important personality. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam. அப்படின்னா என்ன அர்த்தம்? அப்படின்னா சைத்தன்யாவுடைய மகாபிரபுவோடைய மனசு தான் அவரு. So he is the mind. He is the mind of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. சரிங்களா? So that's why you can see here. When will Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada, who has established within this material world the mission to fulfill the desire of Lord Chaitanya, give me shelter under his lotus feet? We are begging. So Rupa Goswami is known as Chaitanya Manobishtam. He is a personification of Mahaprabhu's mind, Mahaprabhu's desire. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's desire is Rupa Goswami, the personification. So without knowing him, then we are not going anywhere in our spiritual life. Right? So adhanala dhaan immediately we are praying obeisances to Rupa Goswami. Stapitam yena bhutale. What is the mission he have established? The desire of Mahaprabhu. He is preaching the desire, the mind of Mahaprabhu. Manobishtam Dadati Swapadantikam. So we are taking shelter under Rupa Goswami's lotus feet. And then we can understand the message of this parampara, Gaudiya parampara. சரிங்களா? ஸோ இந்த ரூப கோஸ்வாமி எழுதின புக்கு தான் வந்து என்னது? வாட் இஸ் தட்? நெக்டர் ஆஃப் இன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ஷன். ஓகேங்களா? ஸோ அதனால தான் நம்ம அதை அங்கே போனோம். நெக்டர் ஆஃப் இன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ஷன் இஸ் பை ரூப கோஸ்வாமி. ஸோ நெக்டர் ஆஃப் இன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ஷனில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, ஸோ அவர் நம்மளுக்கு இன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ஷன் கொடுத்துருக்காரு. இஸ் இஸ் இன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ஷன் ஃபார் அஸ் தி ப்ராக்டிசிங் டிவோட்டிஸ். ரைட்? ஸோ அதில் நீங்கள் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, let's see the shloka number 3. Okay? So Utsahan nishchayat dhairyat tat karma pravartanat shangatyagat shato vrte shadbir bhakti prasidhyati. Right? So there are 6 principles favorable to the execution of pure devotional service. Being enthusiastic, which is utsahat, nischayat, endeavoring with confidence, nischayat, dhairyat, being patient, tatat karma, அப்படின்னா என்னது? என்னென்ன கர்மங்கள் which is favorable to devotional service, tatat karma, acting according to the regular principles such as Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, hearing, chanting, remembering Krishna. Abandoning the association of non-devotees. Sangatyaga, and also following in the footsteps of the previous Acharya. Sata Vritehe. So these 6 principles undoubtedly assure the complete success of a pure devotional service. Very important, Prabhu. ரூப கோஸ்வாமியே இதை சொல்லியிருக்காரு. யார் ரூப கோஸ்வாமி? அப்போ நம்மளுக்கு தெரிஞ்சிடும். ரூப கோஸ்வாமின்னு சொல்லும் போது நீங்கள் என்ன பண்ணணும்? ஸ்ரீ சைத்தன்யா மனோபீஷ்டம், சைத்தன்யாவுடைய மனம், சைத்தன்யாவுடைய டிசையர், சைத்தன்யாவுடைய பர்சனிஃபிகேஷன் ஆஃப் இஸ் டிசையர். ஸ்ரீ சைத்தன்யா மனோபீஷ்டம் ஸ்தாபிதம் ஏன பூத்தலே, நம்மளுக்காக வந்திருக்காரு, இந்த உலகத்துக்கு வந்திருக்காரு. எங்கிருந்து வந்திருக்காரு? கோலோக்கா விருந்தாவனத்திலிருந்து வந்திருக்காரு. So Rupa Goswami is not an ordinary person. Not only Rupa Goswami, but all the personalities in our Sampradaya, Gaudiya Sampradaya, they are not ordinary personalities. அது நம்ம மனசில் வச்சுக்கணும். Oh, they are sadhus. They are saintly people. So, there is an incident. I can remember when the new people, the newcomers, when they come to our temple, when they visit, when they see the altar, right? So I'm speaking about these new people who are Indian bodied people. They have some background of Hinduism understanding, right? They're very pious people. So sometimes they come to visit ISKCON temple, right? So when they come and visit ISKCON temple, so when they see our Guru Parampara sitting, so yes, please tell us, who is these people, who is these saintly people, who is these sadhus? Yeah, I mean, it's not wrong, they are telling sadhus. So please show me who are they? I was asking, right? So actually, they are not only just a normal ordinary sadhus. They are actually descending from Goloka Vrindavana. They are direct associate of Krishna. இது நம்ம புரிஞ்சுக்கணும். So I'm not exaggerating my statement. It is there in Shastra. So all of our Acharyas, the 6 Goswamis, they are directly serving the gopis in Vrindavan, Goloka Vrindavana. Rupa Goswami is Rupa Manjari. Jagannath Das Babaji, Srila Bhakti Vinoda Thakur, so Saraswati Goswami, so Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami, Srila Prabhupada, all of them are coming from Goloka. They are not ordinary people. They are not ordinary saint, so-called saintly people who attain perfection. No, they are already perfect. They are already perfect. So they are coming just for us to give this Krishna Prema, Krishna Bhakti, so that we can go back to our original home, back to Godhead. So this is Rupa Goswami. This is our Acharyas. So the next time when you see our Guru Parampara on our altar, or in the temple altar, you must understand these personalities are not ordinary personalities. Sometimes they might perform some pastimes, just like they are suffering, they are struggling, but everything is purely Krishna conscious. So sometimes they might take up grahastha ashrama, sometimes they might take up some material business initially in the initial phase of their life, right? But they are not ordinary personalities. இதான் நம்ம புரிஞ்சுக்கணும். ஸோ ரூப கோஸ்வாமியோட இன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ஷன். ஸோ அப்போ நம்ம எவ்வளோ சீரியஸாக படிக்கணும்? Can you imagine that Krishna, he came here and he's revealing us the mind of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So these words are coming from him. So it's very important for us to study these scriptures. ஸோ ரூப கோஸ்வாமியோடைய கிரந்தங்கள் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா 2 முக்கிய கிரந்தங்கள் எழுதியிருக்காரு. நம்மளுக்கு பல கிரந்தங்கள் எழுதியிருக்காரு. அதில் 2 முக்கியமானது என்னது நம்மளுக்கு தெரிஞ்சே ஆகணும், படிச்சே ஆகணும். நேக்டர் ஆஃப் டிவோஷன், பக்தி ரசாமிரத சிந்து. ஏன்னா அவர்னால மட்டும்தான் இது கொடுக்க முடியும் நம்மளுக்கு. Who can teach us bhakti? Only Rupa Goswami, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Bhakta Avatara. So only Mahaprabhu can give us how to love Krishna. He is setting the example, Mahaprabhu. And how to understand the mood of Mahaprabhu, how to learn from Mahaprabhu, you have to go through Rupa Goswami. And the knowledge of Rupa Goswami is disseminated through our parampara, and Srila Prabhupada is giving us via his books. So all these writings, all these purports, everything is actually coming from Krishna. Is actually traveling all the way, transmitted from Krishna. So the acharyas, they are simply disseminating to us so that we can receive, right? Otherwise we won't able to get it. So this is the process, Guru Parampara, right? Not that you jump. Oh no, why I need all these guru? Why I need all these initiation? I can directly worship Krishna. நிறைய பேர் சொல்லுவாங்களே, நம்மளுக்கும் கடவுளுக்கும் ஞாபகா மீடியேட்டர்ஸ். ரொம்ப நல்லா இருக்கும் கேட்குறதுக்கு. பா எவ்வளோ இன்டெலிஜென்ட்டாக பேசுகிறான் பைப்பில். நம்மளுக்கும் கடவுளுக்கும் மீடியேட்டர்ஸ். I can worship directly. There's no need any mediators between me and God. அப்படி பல பேர் சொல்கிறாங்க. ஏன் அப்படி பல பேர் சொல்கிறாங்க? ஏன் அப்படி சொல்கிறாங்கன்னா, இப்போ குருன்ற பேரில் பல ஏமாத்து வேலை செய்கிறாங்க. correct. There are many people, they take up the job of sadhu. Now the sadhu is becoming a job. Sannyasi guru போட்டுக்கிட்டு ஏமாத்துறது, சீட்டிங். ஸோ அதனால இப்போ மக்களுக்கு என்னாச்சு, குருன்னு சொன்னால் ஏமாத்துக்கிறேன், காசு பிடுங்குறவன். they are becoming allergic. அப்போ என்ன பண்ணுறாங்க, they compensating this by rejecting all guru. That is wrong. There might be some bogus guru, but you must know what is the real process. புரியுதுங்களா? ஸோ இதெல்லாம் நம்ம வெரி பேசிக்ஸ். நம்ம பகவத் கீதா படிக்கிறது இதை நம்ம புரிஞ்சுக்கணும். அதனால தான் நம்ம ஆரம்பிக்கிற மணிக்கே என்ன பண்ணுறோம், பிரபுபாட் மந்த்ரா படிக்கிறோம், பிரபுபாட் பிரணாம் படிக்கிறோம். குரு இஸ் வெரி இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். ஸோ இதுதான் நம்ம புரிஞ்சுக்கணும். ரூப கோஸ்வாமி என்ன சொல்கிறாருன்னா, why I am highlighting this shloka, because you see, utsahat, enthusiasm, being enthusiastic சொல்கிறாரு. அப்போ நம்ம பக்தி செய்யும் போது இது இருக்கணும். enduring with confidence, patient. ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கோங்க, இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு குவாலிட்டிஸ் இருந்தால் தான் நம்ம பக்தியில் ப்ரோக்ரஸ் பண்ண முடியும். சரிங்களா? ஸோ இது நீங்கள் படிக்கலாம். பர்பட்டில் அழகாக பல விஷயங்கள் ப்ரோபாட் எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணியிருப்பார். ஸோ பேசிக்கலி நம்ம என்ன புரிஞ்சுக்கணும், பக்தி இஸ் நாட் ஜஸ்ட் சென்டிமெண்டல் ஸ்பெக்குலேஷன். பிகாஸ் நிறைய பேர் என்ன நினைப்பாங்கன்னா, பக்தி தானேப்பா, they think that பக்தி இஸ் சீப். நோ, அதான் ப்ரோபாட் உடனே எடுக்கிறாரு பாருங்க. Devotional service is not a matter of sentimental speculation or imaginative ecstasy. It is substance, is practical activity. It is a practical. It is our nature. There is a process. ஸோ அந்த ஸ்டெடினஸ் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அது ரூப கோஸ்வாமி சொல்லியிருக்காரு. ஸ்டடினஸ்னால் இங்கே உற்சஹாட், நிஷ்டயாட், இதெல்லாம் வந்து the component of steady. Without being enthusiastic, then how can we be steady in our spiritual life? Without being enduring with confidence, we cannot be steady. So அதுதான் point. So we need to keep ourselves progress, not up down. The graph is like up down. No. Okay, அதுதான் வந்து நான் சொல்ல வரேன் என்னுடைய point. So that means, what is the trick? What is the tips to be steady? You must always take association of devotees. Is that point? When you don't have association with devotees, you will fall down. அதனால தான் நம்ம என்ன செய்யணும், பக்தர்களுடைய சங்கம் வச்சுக்கணும். பக்தர்கள் சங்கம்னா you must first of all you must have the understanding. யார் பக்தர்? அது ஒன்று. நிறைய பேர் என்ன சொல்லுவாங்கன்னா, பக்தர்கள் சங்கம்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. ஆனால் பக்தர்கள்லாம் யாருன்னு டிஃபரன்ஷியேஷன் கொடுக்க மாட்டுறாங்க. அதுதான் பிரச்சனை. ஸோ பக்தர்கள்லாம் நாட் சீப். பக்தர்கள் சங்கம்னா அதான் அஃப்கோர்ஸ் நம்மளுடைய பிரைமரி association is actually with Srila Prabhupada books. There are many Srila Prabhupada disciples. So அவங்களுடைய சங்கம்னா எப்படி? We must listen from them, right? Then when we go to temple, then that is where we get association of pure devotees. ஸோ அப்போ டெம்பிளில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நிறைய பேர் வராங்க, நிறைய பல விதமான மக்கள் இருக்காங்க. ஸோ you have to take instruction accordingly. That's why you need certain judgmental skill, certain discriminative skill, from whom to take instruction, from whom you need to make friends, and from whom you need to preach and make guide them. So அது ரூப கோஸ்வாமி சொல்றாரு, புரியுதுங்களா? ஸோ அதனால தான் we have to listen. Otherwise you'll be thinking that everyone is devotee and I'm going to get association of devotees, but I'm not progressing. I'm becoming more envious. I am becoming more demonic. I am learning more deviated things. Because let me say there's something wrong. So the point is, you must take association of devotees. You must go to the temple, do some service. இதுதான் வந்து will keep you steady. இந்த மாதிரி பார்த்தீங்கன்னா டெம்பிள் ப்ரோக்ராம்ஸ் நம்ம ஜாயின் பண்ணாலே ஸ்டெடினஸ் வந்துடும். ரெகுலேட்டடாக இருக்கணும். Not that one day, every Sunday only you are suddenly Saturday night and Sunday morning spiritual. Suddenly Monday down. Then suddenly next week Sunday again we are up. Not like that. Spiritual means daily. Spiritual means is not part of our life. It's our life. There is no question of balance between material and spiritual. Everything you do, spiritual is the center. Spiritual is the real thing. You must go walk through the spiritual and you do everything. So the basis is spiritual, not the cake. The topping is spiritual, otherwise all material. No. ஓகேங்களா பிரபுஜி? இதுதான் ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். பாருங்க, ஒரு வார்த்தையிலே ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டன்டான ஒரு விஷயம் அடங்கி கிடக்கு. ஸோ ஐ cannot be just rushing through the purports. Okay, so all these things are very important factors and you're only going to see these once. இதை நம்ம ஸ்கிப் பண்ணிட்டோன்னா முடிஞ்சு, இதுக்கப்புறம் இது வராது. So இதுதான் பாயிண்ட். ஸோ without such determination one cannot make tangible progress. You cannot progress. Next, self-control means that one should not accept anything which is detrimental to the path of spiritual progress. Yes, you must have self-control. So ஆத்ம வினிகிரகனா உங்களுக்கு வந்து இந்த செல்ஃப் கண்ட்ரோல் இருக்கணும். அப்படின்னா என்ன அர்த்தம்? வாட் இஸ் த டெஃபினேஷன் ஆஃப் செல்ஃப் கண்ட்ரோல் பர்சன்? இன்னைக்கு புது படம் வெளியே வந்துருச்சு, வாழ பார்க்க போகலாம். இந்தியன் 2 வெளியே வந்துருச்சுல, இப்போ கூட்டாளி கூப்பிடுறாங்க. ஆமாம் இல்லையா? ஸோ அப்போ நம்ம என்ன செய்யணும் அங்கே? சரிப்பா, நம்ம யோசிக்கணும். இந்த ஆக்டிவிட்டி, படம் பார்க்குற ஆக்டிவிட்டி, இதெல்லாம் வந்து நம்மளுடைய ஸ்பிரிச்சுவல் லைஃபுக்கு சாதகமாக இருக்கா இல்லையான்னு பார்க்கணும். கண்டிப்பாக சாதகமாக இல்லை. அதான் ப்ரோபர்ட் சொல்கிறாருல, இந்த சினிமா வேஸ்ட் ஆஃப் டைம். ஏன்னா அதில் யார் நடிக்கிறா? அவனே ஒரு பெரிய எட்டிஸ்டிக் ராஸ்கல். அவனே ஏதோ பண்ணி வச்சுருக்கான். அவனை போய் பார்த்து 3 ஹவர் வீணாக்குறதோட நம்ம விஷயம் எவ்வளோ பண்ணலாம் பகவானுக்கு. ஸோ எக்ஸாம்பிள் சொல்கிறேன். ஸோ வென் யூ ஆர் செல்ஃப் கண்ட்ரோல், that means you have discrimination. I have to accept this, I have to reject this. ஸோ இதுதான் பாயிண்ட்டு. சண்டே ப்ரோக்ராம் இருக்குது, ஏய் வாப்பா நம்ம எங்கே போகலாம், we going to have some makan, let's go. So you need to know how to have the self control, discrimination ability. அதனால தான் ப்ரோபாட் போடுறாரு, one should become accustomed. பாருங்க, very next line பாருங்க, one should become accustomed to this and reject anything which is against the path of spiritual progress. Otherwise cannot. இதுதான் renunciation. This is real renunciation. We must not reject anything blindly, Prabhuji. Whatever is favorable to Krishna, we accept. Yukta Vairagya, Rupa Goswami சொல்லியிருக்காரு. And whatever is not favorable, we have to reject. Okay, the senses are so strong that they are always anxious to have sense gratification. Ama. But the senses are very strong. Arjuna சொல்றாருல, நான் வந்து இந்த விண்டை கூட கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ணிடுவேன். I can even control the wind, but my mind cannot. Difficult. What to speak of senses? So the mind is the controller, the master of senses. Even that cannot be controlled. Arjuna is struggling, but Krishna is giving the process, right? So that's the point. One should not cater to these demands which are not necessary. The senses should only be gratified. So chocolates. I cannot give up chocolates. I cannot give up cakes. I mean, I cannot give up outside food. I cannot give up coffee. We have many devotees who have come from this background where they become Krishna conscious very newly, at the middle age, at the youth. What happened to them? At one point they cannot give up coffee. They are addicted. At one point they cannot give up chocolates, caffeine, tea. Right? So that is why it's very important for us to know why we should avoid this. Right? So this is the meaning. Otherwise there is no spiritual progress, no point. So you should have to give up all these things. So அதனால தான் ப்ரோபட் அங்கே சொல்கிறாரு பாருங்க, the key is என்னது, the most important பாருங்க, the senses should only be gratified to keep the body fit so that one can discharge his duty in advancing spiritual life. Yes, that means you should only take whatever which is favorable to Krishna prasadam, and keep your body fit. பிரபு இப்போ பல சீக்கு இருக்குது, ஆமாங்களா இல்லையா? டயபெட்டிஸ், ஹைப்பர் டென்ஷன், ஃபேட்டி லிவர், ஸோ பல சீக்கு வருது. ஸோ இதெல்லாம் மூல காரணம் என்னது? வாட் இஸ் த ரூட் காஸ்? அவர் டங். ஸோ அதனால தான் ஸ்ரீல பிரபுபாத் சொல்கிறாரு, த ஒன்லி வே டு கீப் த பாடி ஃபிட் இஸ் ஒன்லி டேக் கிருஷ்ண பிரசாதம். When you take Krishna prasadam, automatic you are removing all nonsense and you are only taking the food offered to Krishna. So when you are speaking about prasadam, then we are speaking about prasadam as it is. எப்படி வந்து பகவத்கீதா ஆஸ் இட் இஸ் இருக்கோ அந்த மாதிரி இப்போ பிரசாதம் ஆஸ் இட் இஸ்ன்னு நம்ம சொல்ல வேண்டியதாக இருக்குது. அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு சூழ்நிலை நம்மளுக்கு இப்போ புரியுதுங்களா? சாரி பிரபு, ஐ கேனாட் ஹியர் யூ. என்ன சொல்கிறீங்க?
I mean, prasadam as it is means what do you mean, Prabhu? Like
prasadam as it is. Prasadam, உண்மையான பிரசாதம். ஸோ வெரி இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். அப்படின்னா என்ன அர்த்தம்? அப்படின்னா யூ சி, Prabhupada வந்து there are so many Bhagavad Gitas, Prabhu. Even before Prabhupada came up with this Bhagavad Gita as it is, the Bhagavad Gita is still existing. But what is the need of Srila Prabhupada giving us Bhagavad Gita as it is? What is the difference? Because Srila Prabhupada just replicate the words of Krishna without any addition or subtraction, and he is giving commentary of acharyas without addition or subtraction. இதுதான் as it is. No subtraction, no addition, no adding your speculation, your mental speculation. ஸோ இப்போ அந்த மாதிரி ப்ராப்பர் சொன்னார். தட்ஸ் வை ஐ நீட் டு எஸ் எ நீட், அது ப்ராப்பர் சொல்லியிருப்பார் அவரோட இன்ட்ரோடக்ஷனில். there are so many editions of Bhagavad Gita, but all of them doesn't serve the purpose. So there is a need of this Bhagavad Gita as it is. ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இப்போ பிரசாதம் as it is நம்ம சொல்ல வேண்டியது இருக்குது. ஏன் அப்படி? பிகாஸ் அப்படின்னு என்ன அர்த்தம்? that means they are also so called பிரசாதம் அப்படின்னா என்ன அர்த்தம்? the meaning is that when we are speaking about prasadam means the food that which is already offered, so it become mercy. Mercy is prasadam, right? So Krishna have set a criteria. எந்த மாதிரி சாப்பாடுலாம் நம்மளுக்கு கிருஷ்ணா வந்து நம்மளுக்கு கிருஷ்ணருக்கு கொடுக்கணும்னு சொல்லியிருக்காரு. வாட் இஸ் த கிரைட்டீரியா தட் வி ஷுட் ஆஃபர் டு கிருஷ்ணா? புரியுதுங்களா? We should follow that criteria and offer to Krishna, then it become prasadam. இப்போ I take a 3-in-1 coffee, I mix the coffee, right? Then I offer to Krishna. Is it prasadam?
No.
அதனால தான் பிரசாதம் as it is சொன்னேன். ஏன்னா as it is னா you follow the criteria then you offer. புரியுதுங்களா பிரபுஜி? ஸோ இப்போ கிருஷ்ணா என்ன சொல்கிறாரு? ஸோ the criteria நம்ம பார்ப்போம். வெரி இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். அதர்வைஸ் இட்ஸ் நாட் பிரசாதம். இட்ஸ் நாட் ஃபிட் டு பி கால்ட் பிரசாதம், ரைட்? ஸோ அதனால தான் நம்ம பார்க்கணும். ப்ரோபட் பாருங்கள், ப்ரோபட்டில் சொல்கிறாரு the importance of tongue control. The importance of tongue control, right? So आयु सत्व बलरोक्य शुक प्रीति विवर्धनः रस्या स्निग्धा स्थिर हृदया आहार सात्विक प्रियः. You see, this is the criteria. Please read the translation, Prabhuji.
Foods dear to those in the mode of goodness increase the duration of life, purify one's existence, and give strength, health, happiness, and satisfaction. Such food are juicy, fatty, wholesome, and pleasing to the heart.
Yes, so this is the criteria. First of all, the food you take, it must increase those in the mood of goodness. This is the key. Satvikam. So not vegetarian. Krishna didn't mention the word vegetarian. There's a difference. There's a big difference between vegetarian and Satvikam. Because when we say vegetarian, we can offer mushroom, we can offer onion, we can offer garlic, we can offer beer. Beer is malt. Okay? We can offer beer, we can offer many vegetarian stuff. Patai, durian, chocolate, all vegetarian. Onion, garlic, coffee, tea, beer, liquor. So and the mari. So, but we are not vegetarian, but we are Krishnatarian, Prasadarian. That means we follow what Shastra said. இதுதான் வந்து பாயிண்ட். அதான் சொல்கிறேன். அதனால தான் இப்போ நம்ம போயிட்டு ஐ ஆம் வெஜிடேரியன், ஹிந்துவிசம் சே வி மஸ்ட் பி வெஜிடேரியன் சொல்லும் போது இந்த மாதிரி ஆளுங்க வந்து நம்ம அடிப்பானுங்க. ஈவன் நிக்கோட்டின், சிகரெட், வெஜிடேரியன், why don't you smoke, why don't you take so wheat, drugs. ஸோ பாயிண்ட் என்னன்னா, அதனால தான் நம்ம பார்க்கணும் சாஸ்திரத்தில் என்ன இருக்கு, சத்துவ குணமான அந்த அந்த ஆகாரங்கள் எடுக்கணும். அதுதான் பகவான் சொல்கிறாரு. ஸோ சத்வ குணம்னா என்ன? that is where we classify. You need to see Ayurvedic Shastra. Our acharyas have told us what is the classification of Satvika Ahara. ஸோ அதனால தான் அந்த மாதிரி சாத்விகம் சாப்பிட்டாதான் நம்மளுக்கு என்ன வரும்? ஆயுள் பலம். ஆயுள்னா extends your duration of life. Okay, then purifies one existence, gives one strength. Balam. and then you give happiness, sukha, preeti, satisfaction. ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி ஃபுட்ஸ் என்னது? கிருஷ்ணா எக்ஸாம்பிள் கொடுக்குறாரு. என்ன எக்ஸாம்பிளுங்க? ஜூசி, ஃபேட்டி, wholesome and pleasing to the heart. Vegetables, fruits, juicy. Fatty, milk, paneer, cheese. Fatty, creamy. Wholesome. Wholesome என்னது? அப்படின்னா whole, it must be wholesome, not highly processed, highly refined. It's not wholesome, right? So highly tomato sauce, highly processed. Chili sauce, highly processed. So that is not actually comes under the category of sattvika. Canned item, the canned tomato, not sattvika. Ketchup, not sattvika. So அப்போ பாருங்க, கிருஷ்ணன் கிளியராக சொல்லிட்டாரு, wholesome. Prabhupada says juicy, fatty, wholesome, pleasing to the heart. That means it won't cause you a heart attack, stroke. Pleasing to the heart means there's two meaning here. Hridaya ahara. It won't cause you some heart problems. Also, it pleases the atma, pleases yourself. It gives satisfaction. இதுதான் பாயிண்ட். ஸோ அதனால தான் நான் என்ன சொல்கிறேன், பிரசாதம் எசிட்டிஸ்னால் இதை ஃபாலோ பண்ணி பகவானுக்கு ஆஃபர் பண்ணி அது வரும்போது பிரசாதம் எசிட்டிஸ். கிளியரா பிரபு? இஸ் ஆன்சர் யுவர் கொஸ்டின்? ஏன்னா இப்போ நிறைய இடத்துல பார்த்தீங்கன்னா they are offering chocolates to Krishna. What is this? Chocolate cakes. இருக்காங்களா தெரியல, உங்களை தான் கேட்கணும். ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி இருக்காங்களா? அப்போ கிருஷ்ணா அங்கே கிளியராக போட்டார், சாத்விகம்னா சாக்லேட்னா என்னது, அதில் வந்து கொக்கானா உள்ள கோக்கேன்னு இருக்குது. ப்ரோபாட் சொல்லிட்டாரு அது எடுக்கக்கூடாது. ஸோ திஸ் இஸ் த அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்டிங். மஷ்ரூம், கார்லிக், மாக் மீட் என்ன ஹோல்சமா? மாக் மீட் என்ன நம்ம லைஃப்பை இன்க்ரீஸ் பண்ணுமா? இதயத்துக்கு நல்லதா, நம்மளுக்கு நல்லதா? அதான் கேள்வி. ஹைலி ரிஃபைன், ஹைலி ப்ரோசஸ்ட், full of refined oil, frozen. So then how can you consume mock meat? How can you consume vegetarian Chinese? Vegetarian Chinese, pure Chinese shop, Prabhu. That means we don't understand Shastra. So therefore we don't have the Shakti to progress in spiritual life. Because the Shakti is coming from tongue. Prabhupada says tongue. Right? So very important, Prabhu. If you want to progress, the tongue must be progressing. Okay. So next you can read, Prabhu, the translation. Then you will understand.
Food that are too bitter, too sour, salty, hot, pungent, dry, and burning are dear to those in mode of passion. Such foods cause distress, misery, and disease.
Yeah. Clear? Too bitter, too sour, salty, hot, pungent, dry, burning. All are patient. Caffeine, garlic, mushroom, nicotine. எல்லாம் இங்கே வந்துருச்சு பாருங்க. So all these things are causing dukkha sukamaya pradaha. Nasilama sambal extra padas. Sambal blachan vegetarian. Dukkha sukamaya pradaha. Mushroom, no way you can offer mushroom to Krishna. Padas, padasna konjam, not extremely burning. So idhil paakano, the criteria fulfill panno. Continue, Prabhu. Translation.
Food prepared more than 3 hours before being eaten, food that is tasteless, decomposed, putrid, and food consisting of remnants and untouchable things is dear to those in the mode of darkness.
Yeah. Food prepared more than 3 hours. That means a food of more than 3 hours is not fit to be consumed. Tasteless. What is the meaning? Tasteless, decomposed, and putrid. Gatarasam, puti, paryushitam. Meat. Meat. Fish. Egg. So these are all tamasa priyam. So now go back to our purport. Now you will release this purport. Now you will release this purport. So when Prabhupada said, the senses should only be gratified to keep the body fit, right? So we can discharge spiritual his duty in the advanced spiritual life. The most important is what? Uncontrollable sense is tongue. So tongue எடுக்க பிரசாதம் மட்டும் எடுக்கணும். என்ன பிரசாதம்? பிரசாதம் as it is. So if you can control the tongue, then there's every possibility of controlling the other senses. Very important, Prabhu. If you control the tongue, automatically your belly is controlled, your genital is controlled. So now one may ask, Prabhu, why I am getting lusty? Nowadays, this is material world. Material world is full of lust. So now, Rupa Goswami is giving the key. Prabhupada is giving the point here. When the tongue is controlled, you see one line. The tongue is controlled, taking only Krishna Prasadam. Our belly is controlled, no disease, gut health. Now we are speaking about gut health. Shastra is already speaking on that. Much more than that. So the belly is controlled, your belly is good, automatic genital is controlled. That's point. So அது வந்து ரூப கோஸ்வாமி சொல்லியிருக்காருங்க. You see, all these are instructions of Rupa Goswami from next of instructions. Right. Vacho vegam manasha krodha vegam jihva vegam udara pashta vegam ethan veganyo vishaheta dhira sarvam abhimam prithvim nasisyat. A sober person who can tolerate the urge to speak, the mind's demand, the actions of anger, and the urge of the tongue, belly, and genital is qualified to make disciples all over the world. Paranga, tongue, belly, one line. This is not the other order. Okay. So if you cannot control your tongue, automatically the others are gone. This is a Shastra Vakya. Okay. Clear? So the function of the tongue is to taste, to vibrate. What is the function of tongue? To taste Krishna Prasadam and to vibrate Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Therefore, by systemic regulation, the tongue should be always engaged in tasting the remnants of foodstuffs offered to Krishna and chanting Hare Krishna. That's the point, Prabhu. So, not that to sing cinema song. Our tongue is not meant for singing cinema song. Singing in TikTok, singing in all these apps, cinema song. Sometimes we sing Krishna song, sometimes we sing cinema song. Prostitution. Prabhupada called this tongue prostitution. புரியுதுங்களா? Tongue prostitution. அப்படின்னா இங்கேயும் போகுது அங்கேயும் போகுது. Just like how the prostitutes, they'll be all over, sleeping with everyone. ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி தான் நம்மளுடைய தங்கம். சாண்டிங் ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா சம்டைம்ஸ், சாண்டிங் சினிமா சாங்ஸ் சம்டைம்ஸ், and also reciting some mundane novel sometimes. So that is called tongue prostitution. So as far as the eyes are concerned, they should not be allowed to see anything but the beautiful form of Krishna. So these will control the eyes. Similarly, our ears should be engaged about Krishna. Nose smelling the flower of Krishna. This is the process of devotional service. And it is understood here in Bhagavad Gita by simply expounding the science of devotional service. It's simply expounding the science of devotional service. It's not point. So devotional service is the main and sole objective. So, Paridingla Prabhuji. So you see, Prabhupada is teaching us practically how to do things. So unintelligent commentators on Bhagavad Gita try to divert the mind of the readers to other subjects. But there is no other subject in Bhagavad Gita than devotional service. Very important line. So Prabhupada is actually pinpointing all those commentators. There are many so-called famous commentators who have commented on Bhagavad Gita. Radha Krishnan, like one of the commentators is Radha Krishnan. He is a Mayavadi commentator. Radha Krishnan and different Vivekananda and different is Sai Baba. So all these fellows, they never even speak on the essence of Shastra. The subject matter of Bhagavad Gita is devotional service. But all of them simply give their speculation. So they are trying to, Prabhupada call them unintelligent. They are fools. Because they are deviating from Shastra. So this is the quality of Acharya. Whenever the Acharya detected some nonsense, immediately he will tell us. Immediately he will guide us. Immediately he will, show us. This is the duty of Acharya. To keep us on track. To help us to discriminate what is right and wrong. This is Acharya. Not that you simply please everyone. That is not Acharya. Acharya never pleases the crowd. An Acharya never pleases the crowd. That's the point. You only please Krishna, Guru and Krishna. Automatically everyone is pleased. This is the philosophy. This is the key. If you try to please everyone, then gone. You're on your failing mission. You won't be successful. You won't be succeeding in preaching. Right? When we want to preach, of course, very tactfully, very nicely, without diluting the philosophy, we must repeat Srila Prabhupada's word. We must be a parrot. Parrot means repeating. Is that point? Okay. So continue, Prabhuji. Next paragraph. Okay. Yeah.
False ego means accepting this body as oneself. When one understands that he is not his body and his spirit soul, he comes to his real ego. Ego is there. False ego is condemned, but not real ego. In the Vedic literature, Brihad Aranyaka Upanishad 1:4-10, it is said, Aham Brahmasmi. I am Brahman. I am spirit. This I am, the sense of self, also exists in the liberated stage of self-realization. This sense of I am is ego, but when the sense of I am is applied to the false body, it is false ego. When the sense of self is applied to reality, that is real ego. There are some philosophers who say we should give up our ego, but we cannot give up our ego because ego means identity. We ought, of course, to give up the false identification with the body.
Right. So what is the meaning false ego? False ego means you are wrongly identifying yourself. Right. So who are you? According to Shastra, according to Bhagavad Gita, we are the spirit soul. I am not this body. I am something beyond the body. So when you don't understand that, when you don't realize that, when you don't practice that, that means you are on the state of false ego, accepting the body as oneself. So all these atheistic people, all these scientists, most of them, they think that they are the body. Once the body is gone, once the body is finished, everything is finished. This is the understanding of the scientist. So our acharyas, they call them, they are under the influence of Maya, they are under false ego. So when one understands that he is not his body and his spirit soul, he is come to the real ego, the real ego. So ego cannot be annihilated. Okay, ego means the identity cannot be annihilated. It's either true ego or false ego. So false ego is condemned, but not real ego. Is it clear? Okay. So in the Vedic literature, Brihad Aranyaka Upanishad, it is said, Aham Brahmasmi. What is the meaning of Aham Brahmasmi? I am Brahman. What is the meaning I am Brahman? Not that you are God. You are not God, but you are spirit soul. That's the meaning. Aham Brahmasmi. So this I am, the sense of self, also exists in the liberated stage of self-realization. So this sense of I am is ego. But when the sense of I am is applied to the false body, it is also false ego. So when the sense of self is applied to reality, that is real ego. So there are some philosophers who say we should give up your ego. Prabhu, give up your ego. You cannot give up your ego. Because ego means identity. We ought, of course, to give up the false identification with the body. இதுதான் வந்து சாஸ்திரிக்கல் டெஃபினேஷன் ஆஃப் ஈகோ. ஓகேங்களா பிரபு? ஸோ இது நம்ம புரிஞ்சுக்கணும். ஸோ ஃபால்ஸ் ஈகோ மீன்ஸ் வி டோன்ட் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் that we are servant of Krishna. False ego. So you enjoy la, YOLO. You only live once. So you do whatever you want. This is the principle of atheism. Right? Why they are coming up with this principle? Because they think that they are the body. The body is just a combination of chemicals. So why are you worried? Why are you so worried? Just eat whatever you want. Just do whatever you want. So that's why in America, this understanding of atheism is very dominant. Not only America, worldwide. So that is why they don't give a damn. They just shoot. They have a pistol. They just shoot. They just kill. They just do whatever they want. They don't have any etiquette. They don't have any culture. They don't have any respect. The boys and girls, the youngs. They don't have any understanding of the purpose of life. They do whatever they want. You know what I mean? They eat whatever they want. Dogs, cats, bats, rats. So because why? In Thailand, in China, in Vietnam, you can see this. Because they think that they are the body. They want to enjoy. They do whatever they want. YOLO. You only live once. YOLO. So that is why they don't know the goal of life. இதுதான் வந்து சாஸ்திரம் சொல்லுது. They are animals. So such people, they are under the illusion. So they are under the false ego. Next. Continue, Prabhu.
One should try to understand the distress of accepting birth, death, old age, and disease. There are descriptions in various Vedic literatures of birth. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, the world of the unborn, the child's stay in the womb of the mother, its suffering, and etc., are all very graphically described. It should be thoroughly understood that birth is distressful, because we forget how much distress we have suffered within the womb of our mother. We do not make any solution to the repetition of birth and death. Similarly, at the time of death, there are all kinds of sufferings, and they are also mentioned in the authoritative scriptures. They should be discussed, and as far as disease and old age are concerned, everyone gets practical experience. No one wants to be diseased and no one wants to be old. But there is no avoiding this. Unless we have pessimistic view of this material life, considering the distress of birth, death, old age, and disease, there is no impetus for our making advancement in spiritual life.
So this is very important. Krishna is now explaining the next quality. So we have seen Atma Vinigraha, self-control, Indriyarteshu, sense control, Vairagyam, renunciation, Ahankara. Ahankara means what? False ego. You must know the Sanskrit word also. Ahankara eva cha. Then Krishna is now speaking about Janma Mrityur Jara Vyadi Dukkha Dosha Darshanam. Right? So that is what Krishna is speaking about. Prabhupada is explaining here. Right? So one should try to understand the distress of accepting birth, death, all that. Yeah. First of all, என்ன பிரச்சனைனா நம்மளுக்கு நம்ம கஷ்டப்படுறோனே தெரியல. இதுதான் நம்மளுடைய பிரச்சனை. புரியுதுங்களா பிரபுஜி? See, when we said, oh, you are actually suffering in this material world, But not everyone is taking that point. Because I feel that I am not suffering, I am very happy. Why you think that I am suffering? Correct or not? Who are you to tell that I am suffering? நீ பார்த்தியா நான் சஃபர் பண்ணுறத? அதான பாயிண்ட்டு. யூ ஆர் டெல்லிங் ஐ எம் சஃபரிங். பட் உனக்கு தெரியுமா நான் சஃபரிங்னு? எனக்கு காசு இருக்குது, பணம் இருக்குது, எல்லாம் இருக்குது. சரிங்களா? ஸோ நான் ஜாலியாக உட்காந்து நான் சந்தோஷமாக இருக்க லைஃப் என்ஜாய் பண்ணுறேன். ஸோ மை ஃபாதர் இஸ் அம்பானி. நான் பார்த்தோன்னே இப்போ அனந்த் அம்பானி கெட் மேரிட். ஸோ அப்போ காசு தான் முக்கியம் பாருங்கள். இந்த மெட்டீரியல் வேர்ல்டில் காசு இருந்தால் எல்லாமே செய்யலாம். ஹாலிவுட்டு, பாலிவுட்டு, எல்லாம் சன்னியாசி, சாதுஸ் எல்லாம் ஒரு இடத்துல இறக்கலாம். காசு இருந்தால் எல்லாமே நம்ம பண்ணலாம். அதான் அம்பானி கல்யாணம் நடந்துச்சு. ஸோ பாயிண்ட் என்னென்னா, அப்போ என்ன சொல்ல வரேன்னா, பிகாஸ் வி டோன்ட் ஈவன் நோ தட் வி ஆர் சஃபரிங். தட் இஸ் another ப்ராப்ளம். Just like the pig, Prabhupada used the example, the pig. பண்டி தெரியுமா? பண்ணி. ஸோ பண்டி பார்த்துருக்கீங்களா? பண்டி என்ன பண்ணும்? பண்டி போயிட்டு அப்படியே இந்த சேத்துல அப்படியே பிறந்துக்கிட்டு இருக்கும். the pig will be actually என்ன சொல்கிறது, உருண்டுக்கிட்டு இருக்கும் அந்த மட்டில். will be turning around the mud and will be eating stool. You know, right? Pig, their food is stool, all these dirty stuffs. They eat everything. Omnivore. So we are very proud to call ourselves omnivore, isn't it? Because we are human being are omnivore. We can eat everything. Yeah, just like the pig. Eat stool, eat dirt, eat vegetables, eat meat, eat garbage, everything. So and everything, they will nicely rolling in the mud, in the stool, and then they will be nicely giving birth to children. They are piglets. So according to the pig, he is happy. The pig is happy. I am nicely enjoying the stool. I am nicely enjoying the, his life, being in the mud, being in the stool, right? So the moment, that is our situation. So is lying around the stool and mud and eating stool is enjoying? Yes or no? Not enjoying, right? Is suffering, right? But the pig, for the pig, it doesn't know, because it is, he is covered in sense gratification. He can't even realize he's suffering. புரியுதுங்களா பிரபு? அது தெரியல சஃபர் பண்ணுதுன்னு. அது ஜாலியாக அந்த உடம்பு வச்சுக்கிட்டு அது இருக்கு. ஸோ conditioned, yes, அதான் பாயிண்ட். that's a right word, conditioned. is conditioned that you don't even know you're suffering. ஸோ அப்போ என்ன ஆகுது? even if you bring the pig to the slaughterhouse, ஒரு ஆப்பையை வந்து பிடிச்சி வெட்ட போகிறாருன்னா கூட அதுக்கு தெரியாது. அது என்ன பண்ணும்? அது கத்திய கழுத்தில் வரைக்கும் அது அப்படி தான் தெரியாத இருக்கும். ஏன்னா அது தெரியாது. அப்போ வெட்டும் போது தான் தெரியும் வெட்டிட்டாங்க, வலிக்குதுன்னு. So this is our situation. So that we are just like the pig. We deny suffering. We think that we are enjoying. We think that we are happy. And one day the death will come and take us. So அப்போ நம்ம ரிக்ரெட் பண்ணி புண்ணியம் கிடையாது. there is no point. So அதனால சாஸ்திரம் என்ன சொல்லுதுன்னா, you must realize first what is suffering. Because when you're going to die, that is suffering. When you're getting disease, suffering. When your body is getting old, suffering. The moment you came in touch with this material world, you take birth from your mother's womb, suffering. The moment you are inside the womb, suffering. So not only after you take birth, the moment you are in the womb, the moment you are already there, conceived by your mother, the suffering starts. Did you remember? Did you remember? You don't remember. That is why you sing, oh, I don't remember, so I don't know. But Shastra is telling you. Shastra is telling you that you have suffered in the womb also. So when you go to Srimad Bhagavatam, very interesting. Srimad Bhagavatam do speak about embryology, the signs of giving birth, the signs of fetus, the signs of embryo. So you see, Bhagavatam is perfect. Yeah, it speaks about all signs. Ultimately, the goal is to know Krishna. That is the goal of Bhagavatam, to serve Krishna. And when we see the canto 3 of Bhagavatam, on, let me see, questions of Vidra. Vidra approaches Maitreya. Let me see. It's definitely canto 3. Yes, it's Kapila's instruction. Let me see if I can remember the. Mm, I would like to share the very interesting purport and shloka. Let me see.
3:31:20 is it, Prabhu? I checked somewhere.
Yeah, please. 3:1.
Canto 3, chapter 33, verse 20. 31, sorry, Prabhu.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Okay, this is the one I'm looking for. Right. So, Lord Kapila's instruction, the movement of living entity. நீங்கள் படிச்சுக்கலாம். How first Bhagavan is describing of the fertilization, how sperm and ovum meet, and how it becomes zygote, embryo. So எல்லாம் உள்ளுக்கு ஒரு embryology ஓடும். All these verses, right? So we can see from here. Okay. मातु जग्दानपानदेर यदात् धातुर असम्मते शेते विन्मुत्रयोर्गर्ते se jantu sambhave. Deriving its nutrition from the food and drink taken by the mother, the fetus grows and remains in the abominable residence of stools and urine, which is the breeding places of all kinds of worms. So basically, என்ன சொல்லுதுன்னா, the situation inside the mother's womb is dark. You don't have light, don't have sunlight, okay, and you're only getting your nutrition from whatever your mother take, whatever your mother eat, right? So if your mother eat something spicy, you will feel the burning, okay, you will feel painful. Actually, according to Shastra, it is said. That's why the what pregnant mother, we restrict them from eating spicy, because excessive spiciness, excessive sourness, it will affect the fetus. So Shastra is taking, you are deriving the nutrition from the food and drink taken by the mother. The fetus grows and remain in the abominable residence of stools and urine. Why stools and urine? Because you urinate and then you consume your urine. Then you urine. Because you're in amniotic fluid. You're drowned in the amniotic fluid. You're covered by the amniotic fluid. And whatever your stool, your urine, everything is just cycling. So you basically grow in that environment. And Shastra is telling you that which is the breeding place. Jantur jantu sambhave. Jantu means fetus and also worm, bacteria, microorganism. Right. So இந்த மாதிரி சாஸ்திரம் சொல்லுது. ஸோ ப்ராப்பர்ட் எனக்கு போட்டிருக்காரு பாருங்க. Very actually Prabhupada have repeated here. You can read the purport here, Prabhu. Here.
Since the child depends completely on the assimilated foodstuff of the mother, during pregnancy, there are restrictions on the food taken by the mother. Too much salt, chili, onion, and similar food is forbidden for the pregnant mother because the child's body is too delicate and new for him to tolerate such pungent food. restrictions and precautions to be taken by the pregnant mother, as enunciated in the Smriti scripture of Vedic literatures, are very useful. We can understand from the Vedic literature how much care is taken to beget a nice child in society. The Garbhadana ceremony before sexual intercourse was compulsory for persons in the higher grades of society, and it is very scientific. Other processes recommended in the Vedic literature during pregnancy are also very important. To take care of the child is the primary duty of the parents, because if such care is taken, society will be filled with good population to maintain the peace and prosperity of the society, country, and human race.
Thank you. So, next verse. Krimibihi kshata sarvanga saukumaryat pratikshanam urcham apnoti urukleshas tatratyak shuditairmuhu. Beaten again and again all over the body by the hungry worms in the abdomen itself. The child suffers terrible agony because of his tenderness. He thus become unconscious moment after moment because of the terrible condition. So it is there. The miserable condition of matriarch is not only felt when we come out from the womb of the mother, but is also present within the womb. Right? So இதுதான் வந்து நம்ம பார்க்குறோம். So this Srimad Bhagavatam is telling basically you have suffered. Whatever the mother eat, if she eat wrongly, you suffer, and then again you are swimming in the stools and urine, and again you are beaten by many other microorganisms, many other living entities. Right? So it is there. Khatu tikshashna lavana ruksham ladbir ulbanahi matra bhuktir upapsprista sarvangothita vedanaha. Owing to the mother's eating bitter, pungent foodstuffs of food which is too salty or too sour, the body of the child's insensitive suffers pain, which are almost intolerable. So can you imagine or not? So you are just stuck in a very close space, and you are being tortured. The sufferings begin. Suffering is already begun. அதனால தான் birth is actually suffering. The moment you take the human body is suffering. இதை புரிஞ்சுக்கணும்ப்பா. Oh, I am not suffering சொன்னா that is ignorance, that is maya, illusion. உல்பேன சம்பிரதஸ்தஸ்மின் அந்தரேஷ்ட பஹிராவிருத்தः அஷ்டே கிருத்வா சிரகுக்ஷௌ பூக்ன பிருஷ்டா சிரோத்தரः. Placed within the amnion and covered outside by the intestines. The child remained lying on one side of the abdomen. His head turned towards his belly and his back and neck arched like the bow. Okay, yeah. So basically this is how we are sitting inside. What is described by Kapiladev. Right? The status quo, chapter 31. Lord Kapila's instruction. Right? So we can read for more information. Okay? So is that clear, Prabhu? So I am showing evidence. How actually the moment we come into the womb of the mother, we are suffering. We come out suffering. So இந்த மாதிரி நம்ம புரிஞ்சுக்கணும். அப்போ இவ யாரு புரிஞ்சுக்கலையோ, that means here he is ignorance, he is in maya, he is animal, he is just like the pig who doesn't know he is suffering, eating the stool, eating the urine, going around and slipping around the mud and dirty place and eating stools. So இதுதான் point. So actually Prabhupada quoted here in Bhagavatam is very nicely stated. So yeah, it's Prabhupada is quoting the same shloka we have seen, right? So it's very graphically described. So one should be thoroughly understand the birth is distressful. Right? So now we have forgotten that. So it's not point. So இப்போ பிரச்சனை என்னன்னா, our real nature is no one wants to get diseased, no one wants to become old, no, all are avoiding this, right? உண்மையிலையா இப்போ நீங்கள் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, why you are taking vaccine? You tell me. Why you are taking vaccine?
To
Because
not
you
get
want to get sick,
disease.
right? Why you are doing medical checkup? Prabhu, I'm very worried my body. I want to do full medical checkup, full body. Why you are exercising? We can see now people, they are dieting, exercise, gym. Why? Because you want to avoid disease and death. But we cannot avoid disease and death. So the key is just take whatever necessary to maintain the body fit so you can serve Krishna and go back to Godhead. You don't try to avoid that by going to the gym. No way you can, your gym cannot save you. Your diet cannot save you. But by practicing Krishna consciousness, already everything included. Your diet is controlled, your body is taken care, your mind is taken care, and you can avoid that. This is the nectar of Krishna consciousness. This is the secret. It is not that if you come into Krishna consciousness, you cannot become fit, you will become sick. No. Actually, by coming into Krishna consciousness, everything is covered. One package. So there's no need to separately go to the gym. If you only take Krishna Prasadam, if you follow what Prabhupada instructs us, your body will be fit. Is one point. Okay. So we will stop here. Okay. So I think next week, most likely we will be able to finish this purport. It's quite a long purport. Yeah. So Harishwaran Prabhu have said there's a Swami aged 1 to 8, 128, still actively doing yoga. Yes. So what is the purpose of long age? What is the purpose of long lifespan? If we don't know what is the purpose of life. So if the Swami is actually meditating on Bhagavan, excellent. Otherwise, there's no point he's living 128 years old. Because even turtles, even tortoise, turtles, they live very long. Kurma, they live very long. Even the trees, the tree beside your hostel, a big tree there, it was there before you and it will be there after you. The tree can have a very long lifespan, Prabhu. But what is the use? Adam point. So, Adam, that's a good point. So there is no value to our life if we don't have the opportunity to serve Krishna, utter the name of Krishna, get the association of devotees. There's no value. You can extend your life artificially 100 years, 125 years. But the moment you leave the body, so the point is Krishna consciousness. That's the key. So in Krishna consciousness, அதனால தான் நல்ல ஒரு ஸ்லோகம் இருக்கு. ஏவன் குருஹன் கர்மாணி. Upanishad. Yeah, I think we can finish with that sloka. Very nice sloka. If you look into Upanishad, very beautiful, very relevant shloka is there from whatever we are speaking. Asurya namate loka andena tamasa vritaha. Sorry, number 2. Okay, yeah. Kurvan eveha karmani jijivi shikchatam samaha evam tvai nanyate dosti na karma lipyate nare. Please read the translation, Prabhu.
One may aspire to live for hundreds of years if he continuously goes on working in that way. For that sort of work will not bind him to the law of karma. There is no alternative to this way for man.
Yes, the meaning of this sloka is you can continue to live not 100 years, not 126 years, continuously. Kurvan eveha karmani jijivishek chatam samaha. Chatam means 100, but 100 means not 100, but continuously, unlimitedly you can continue to live. If you live in such way, what way? This way. What way? This way. Ishavashyam idam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bunjita makrida kasya sveddanam. Please read the translation.
Everything animate or inanimate that is within the universe is controlled and owned by the Lord. One should therefore accept only those things necessary for himself, which are set aside as his quota, and one should not accept other things, knowing well to whom they belong.
By following Isha Vashyam Idam Sarvam, Isha Vashyam principle, everything belongs to the Lord. And by following his instruction, you can continue to live. So that is the next sloka that we have read just now. Right? Kurvan eveha karmani. So this is the point. Okay, Prabhuji. So, yeah. Any other questions? Any other comments? Any other inputs? Matajis? Prabhus? Vaishnava? Anything, Prabhu?
I'm okay, Prabhu.
Okay. Thank you very much. Prabhus and Matajis.
Prabhu,
Yes.
I came across it was a TV series my grandma used to watch. It's about Hanuman something. And then in that TV series, they mentioned about they talked about Hari and Haran, Hari Haran, the concept. And then they said that Hariyum Haranon onnu. They say that they distinguish, like, for example, they always say that Shiva is in the mode of ignorance and Vishnu is in the mode of goodness, right? So they compare, I guess, quality wise, yes, seeing that, yes, but when it comes to form wise, they justify it like Shiva always in a தோற்றம் அளிக்கிறது வந்துட்டு வெள்ளை உருவத்துல அவரோட வாகனம் அவரோட வாகனமும் வெள்ளை உருவத்துல இருக்கும். ஸோ அந்த வெள்ளை உருவம் வந்துட்டு சாத்வத்தை குறிக்குது. ஆனா வந்துட்டு விஷ்ணுவோட உருவம் வந்துட்டு கருப்பா இருக்கும். அவரோட எல்லாம் சொல்லிக்கிட்டு இருப்பாங்க. அதுக்கப்புறம் அந்த கருப்பு வந்துட்டு தமசை குறிக்குது அப்படின்னு வந்து சொல்லிக்கிட்டு இருப்பாங்க. நான் ஒரு கட்டத்துல என்ன கேள்வின்னா, இது எந்த சாஸ்திரத்துல கூர்ந்துச்சு, எந்த புராணத்துல இந்த விஷயத்த சொன்னாங்க? என் கொஸ்டின் வந்துச்சு. So can you explain on that, bro? Is there anything that sastrically mentioned on this matter?
Yeah. So, number one, whatever is portrayed in serials or cinema is definitely not our authority. That is number one. Because all these cinemas, they don't follow Guru Sadhu Shastra. They take some from Shastra, Puranas, and they insert some of their mental speculation, some of their nonsense dialogues, some of their bogus understanding, right? So yes, even documentary, who is the director of documentary, who's writing the documentary, who's publishing the documentary, very important. So all these people, they have, they don't follow Shastra. Adha nama purinjikkanum. Sila samaya vellakaran documentary seivan, sila samaya the Indians will do some documentary on Hinduism. But who are they? First you must know who are they, who is the director, who is these people. So you will came to know that all these people are either they are some just cinema people who just want some fame, or some Mayavadis. Mayavadis means they understand the Shastra in a wrong way, in an illusive way. These are the Mayavadis. That's why they call them Mayavadis, because they are under illusion. So these people are dangerous people. These people are dangerous people. Mayavadis are dangerous. They will confuse you with all these flowery words, all these attractive words, all these confusing words. They will quote Shastra, but they will speak their mind speculation, mental speculation. So இதான் முதல்ல நம்ம புரிஞ்சுக்கணும். So first thing is, we never take any authority from a movie or documentary. We must first verify what is the source. Our only authority is Shastra, Guru Sadhu Shastra. இதான் நம்ம புரிஞ்சுக்கணும் பிரபுஜி. சரிங்களா? So, and we have already discussed on the position of Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu. Okay, during the Goloka chart explanation, am I right? So that is the position. How Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva is explained in Shastra, in Brahma Samhita, in Srimad Bhagavatam. So Lord Shiva is Shiva Tattva, Vishnu is Vishnu Tattva. Right? They are different, but they are one. Achintya, Beda, Abeda. This is a Tattva. The problem with Mayavadis, they think that everything is one. So why I am not surprised when they say Vishnu and Shiva is one, right? Because for them everything is one. I am Vishnu, you are Vishnu. Okay, and so that for them Vishnu can be God also, Shiva can be God also. They don't discriminate. Both are supreme. So, but there is a philosophical fallacy. There's a defect understanding that, because when he says supreme, there will be one. There cannot be two. Right? So that is why you need to read Shastra. So Vishnu Tattva, Lord Vishnu. Shiva Tattva, Shiva. They are different. But how they are same? When Lord Vishnu desired to come in contact with material nature, he take the form of Shiva. In a sense, right? So that is how he is different. But the source of everything, the source of all incarnation is what? Vishnu. இதுதான் நம்ம புரிஞ்சுக்கணும். So when we say Hari, Hara, so basically you must understand the real understanding of Hari, Hara means, why not Hara Hari? Why Hari Hara? So you must understand the source of Lord Shiva is Lord Vishnu. That's why it's Hari. So, and Hari Hara, they are none different. That statement is correct. They are different. That statement is also correct. When you understand that they are different and same, that is a perfect understanding. Like how I explained. So we cannot blindly say that everything is one, Hari Hara is one. Or we also cannot blindly say they are different. So that is why you must understand things perfectly. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us this tattva, achintya beda beda. This can apply in this situation also. Right? So makes sense, right? So how Lord Shiva came? Because Bhagavan, he wanted to come in touch with material nature. But Bhagavan, he doesn't come in touch directly. So that is where Lord Shiva was manifested. So Lord Shiva is manifested from the expansion of Vishnu, which is Vishnu Tattva, Sadashiva. So that Sadashiva, he take, when he expand and come into material world, he become Lord Shiva. Yeah, this is the understanding. So adhanala Shastra enna solludu? Just like milk and curd. Seringla, milk and yogurt. So where do you get yogurt from, Prabhu? What is the origin of yogurt? You must have a milk, right? So that is the point. But is milk and yogurt same or different? Totally different. The nature of yogurt is different. The nature of milk is different. If you mix both of them, it is poison. It is incompatible. Incompatible according to Ayurveda Shastra. So therefore, so even though the yogurt is coming from milk, but they remain different. But they are same, because they are coming from milk, they are dairy product. So in this way, we must understand how Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva. And definitely Lord Shiva, when we are worshipping Lord Shiva, Bhagavatam says he is the, Vaishnavanam Yata Shambho. He is the greatest Vaishnava. So he is not equivalent to or supreme to Bhagavan. That is the position we must understand. Because Padma Purana said, anyone who thinks that Lord Vishnu is equivalent or subordinate to other personalities, they are equivalent to atheist, Pashandi. This is the word by Padma Purana. So we must be very clear the position of Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. And we must be very clear on the position of the demigods. right? But of course, Lord Shiva is superior than demigods. Because the demigods, they are Jiva Tattva. Lord Brahma, Indra, Jiva Tattva. They are given a position by Krishna. But Lord Shiva, he is Shiva Tattva, special Tattva. So that is why Lord Shiva is there. Lord Vishnu, Vishnu Tattva is there. But you still must understand how Vishnu is superior. This is the verdict of Shastra. Right? So there are many examples, there are many pramanas, there are many evidences from Shastra. We have spoken on this throughout our lectures on how Krishna is Bhagavan and how everyone is his servant. So this answer, Prabhu, is that clear? Is there any questions? So the point is, when someone say Hari Hara, it's Mayavadi understand. That's why you must. That's why, as I said, you must be able to detect Mayavadam. So Mayavadam is surrounding you, is around you, is in front of you. Ida Mayavadam. The person might be very well versed in Shastra, might be very well versed in Hinduism, so called. But when they speak, then the fool is exposed. Prabhupada says, when they speak, then you know who is the fool. Right? So, இது நம்ம தெளிவா புரிஞ்சுக்கணும். So, recently we can see there's a book, Ramayana, published by a very well-known personality, Dushyant Sridhar. Have you heard about him? Dushyant Sridhar, very famous. He used to give lectures as a Sri Vaishnava, coming from a Sri Vaishnava lineage. Dushyant Sridhar, பார்த்திருப்பீங்க. So he have launched a book on Ramayana. Right? But what is the problem? The problem is he wanted to please everyone. That's the problem. So he don't follow the sampradaya, he don't follow the shastra. So in his book, he have actually quoted a reference that on the historicity of Ramayana, where Ramayana happened just 7,000 years ago. Okay, so this is actually nonsense. So and what is evidence? He is quoting a historian, famous historian, a lady, Jayashree. She is also of Sri Vaishnava, right? And she claims herself historian, right? And then they coming up with this understanding. But in Shastra and Vayu Purana, in Ramayana itself, we can understand there are many evidences on how Lord Ramayana happened in different yuga. In the 24th, on the Treta Yuga, 24th Chatur Yuga, 24th of this, what we call that? Yeah, on the 24th Chatur Yuga. Currently we are on the 51st cycle of Chatur Yuga. So there are different calculation. Okay, I don't want to go into that. So the key enana, if not mistaken, is 24th Chatur Yuga. Of that Treta Yuga, of that Chatur Yuga, that 24th Treta Yuga, அதில் தான் ராமர் வந்தார். புரியுதுங்களா? அப்படின்னா when we complete one cycle of Satya, Treta, Dvapara, Kali, it is considered one complete cycle, right, Prabhu? Chatur Yuga. So அந்த மாதிரி 24 times நடக்குது. அந்த மாதிரி 24 times போட்டுக்கோங்க. So அந்த மாதிரி 24 times போட்டுட்டு on that Chatur Yuga of the 24th cycle, that Treta Yuga, Lord Ram appeared. So this is the calculation actually, right? So அப்போ நம்ம கால்குலேட் பண்ணி பார்த்துக்கலாம். இது வந்து ஒரு என்ன சொல்கிறது டெக்னிக்கல் விஷயம், ஆனால் சாஸ்திரத்தில் இருக்குது. ஸோ it is என்ன சொல்கிறது, it is nonsense to claim that Ramayana happened 7,000 years ago. புரியுதுங்களா பிரபுஜி? So how you are setting the wrong example. You are such a well-known speaker. You give Bhagavatam discussion. You give all the Upaniyasam, and many people are following you. Many students, many youngsters, many people, they respect you. They take you as authority. புரியுதுங்களா? And then when you come up with such thing, what happened? Disaster. So we can see from the other sides of the Sri Sampradaya, many of them are actually opposing. Oppose பண்றாங்க. They are coming out in the opposition, because how can you say this? You are coming from the bona fide Sampradaya and you are speaking against Shastra. This is offense. So when he was asked, the TV channel interviewed him. So his reason was nonsense. He says that he want to get the attention of the youngsters. So youngsters are very scientific. So he want to prove Ramayana through science. So he gives this historian reference. So that means what is this? You don't even have faith on Shastra. But he says, no, I have 100% faith on Shastra. But how I want to convince the youngsters? So at least now youngsters accept Ramayana as history. They don't think that myth. That is his justification. But my counter question is, what if later the history says that it's not 7,000? Then you're gone. Because the knowledge of science will keep changing. That is number one. And number two, your statement is not against, it is not favorable to Shastra. So you're doing something against Shastra and trying to preach something to the youngsters. So that means you're doing Shastra Ninda, offense. If you really want to preach, first you must make them to accept Shastra. You must establish the supremacy of Shastra. This is preaching. Not that you go into the nonsensical understanding and then you give evidence from that bogus understanding of mundane science. So Raina Solavarana, we have such people, they want to please the crowd. And he is associating with Mayavadis. We can see. He don't even speak about impersonalism. He don't even speak about Mayavadam. He want to please everyone. So he only want to attract people. So when become preacher like that, we are gone. We don't establish the truth. Our Acharyas, Ramanujacharya, he defeated Mayavadam. Ramanujacharya, coming from Sri Sampradaya. So, appa namme enna seyanum? Vaishnavas, you have to speak the truth. So the same person, he also have spoken many things. Just like, it's okay to take meat. It's okay to take meat. We must not judge. So when such a person wearing Vaishnava tilak, coming from a Vaishnava community, Sampradaya, and you are well known in the community, and then you are giving such statement, what will happen? Gone. And even they quote him in the movie. Recently there's one useless movie named Annapurni, where they will portray how Brahmin girl coming from a Brahmin community, she will cook biryani. So they will quote, what they will quote? Dushyan Sridhar sollirkaru நம்ம எல்லாம் சாப்பிடலாம்னு அப்படி they quote that. So you can see what is the impact. That is why Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, everyone will follow the great leaders, the great personalities. So when the leaders are not proper, when such preachers are not proper, then the followers are gone. So அதனால தான் என்ன point என்னன்னா, since you bring up this issue, so the point is, this is all Mayavadam, want to please everyone. Everything is one. We don't discriminate. We just make them to come to Krishna. You make them, initiate them, just initiate them, recruit them, initiate them. Let them be in Krishna conscious, but you don't give them the real philosophy, then you are gone. This is also happening in our society. Right? So, dangerous. சரிங்களா பிரபுஜி? ஸோ அதனால தான் we must be very careful. Not that everyone who is wearing tira, kantimala and speaking on Shastra, they are authorized. இதுதான் பாயிண்ட்டு. So we must be very careful on to whom we are listening. Okay. So thank you very much. Okay. So is there any other questions, comments?
Prabhu, follow-up question, just a simple one. You mentioned it was in the 24th Chatur Yuga Ramayana happened.
Yes, there is a calculation. There is mentioned in Vayu Purana. It is somewhere middle between that. But definitely it is, the numbering is around 20 something. I think it's 24th. Yeah.
So it doesn't happen in this Maha Yuga.
No.
Okay. So Prabhu, I mean, there is also one historian was talking about the Ramar Palam, Ram Setu, something,
Yeah.
and then he's saying that it is not that Ram Setu or something like that, like the one existing in between of Lanka and also in between of India. And something he was saying that the other thing, Ravana's Lanka is not the Sri Lanka, but it's somewhere near Maldives and etc. So, like, if we are saying that this Ramayana happened in the 24th Chatur Yuga, then is Sri Lanka Ravana's Lanka? And the Ram Setu or the Ramar Palam is the one we are referring to in breaching India and Sri Lanka right now?
Mm-hmm.
That's my question. Is
So,
it a different one?
no, why not? Now, my question is why not? Why it must not be that? I'm asking. It is exactly matching the description of Ramayana, Valmiki Ramayana. அந்த bridge எங்கேருந்து எங்கே போகுது எங்கே கனெக்ட் பண்ணதுன்னு அதில் இருக்குது, right? So yeah, so according to Valmiki's description, it matches the location, and that is the bridge built by Lord Ram. So yeah, correct. So what is the issue in that? So I mean, I'm asking, what is the issue in that?
If it happened the 24th Chatur Yuga, does it mean the earth has annihilated and recreated back,
Yeah.
or it was still the same?
Yeah, you see, very simple. So they might be some geological changes and etc. and so on, right? So you see, first of all, you must understand now when the historian they're trying to when they try to date how long is this thing, they use carbon dating. Carbon dating. You know what is carbon dating? You don't know what is carbon dating. That's how they date. Okay, the bridge வந்து எத்தனை வருஷம் இங்கே இருக்குன்னு there is a method of carbon dating. Okay, then they will find out, oh okay, this is like 5,000, this is 6,000. Okay, Prabhuji, right? So that is called carbon dating. But first of all, you must understand carbon dating is not accurate. Carbon dating is not accurate. So that is the problem. So just because carbon dating says such and such number, we cannot take carbon dating. Our pramana is always Shastra. புரியுதுங்களா பிரபுஜி? Because carbon dating has its defects. It is actually bound to these 4 defects, human defects, right? So the point என்னன்னா, yeah, it is there. It is matching the description of Valmiki. So yeah, then we can accept that. Okay, that is point number 1. Okay, this is my understanding. Okay, because Ramayana, when we dig into the historicity, then there's a big ocean. It is a lot of things. There's a lot of things to be established. This is a very it's a very important question. Many researchers are trying to find out this, right? But our point is very simple. We follow Shastra. சாஸ்திரத்தில் என்ன சொல்லியிருக்கு, சாஸ்திரத்தில் டேட் கொடுத்துருக்காங்க, we follow that. சரிங்களா? அப்புறம் வால்மீகி ராமாயணத்தில் உள்ள சொன்ன டிஸ்கிரிப்ஷன் இப்போ மேட்சிங் ஆகுதா இல்லையா? ஆகுதா? then we accept that. அவ்வளோதான் பாயிண்ட். ஓகேங்களா? and then we must also understand Ramayana, you see, Krishna's pastime is eternal based on Shastra. கிருஷ்ணாவுடைய pastime is eternal. ஸோ நம்மளுக்கு ரிவீல் பண்ணது வாயு புராணத்தில் இங்கே ராமாயணம் நடந்திருக்கு ரிவீல் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. ஸோ பல யுகத்தில் பல ராமாயணம் நடந்திருக்கலாம். சரிங்களா? அதில் கொஞ்சம் வித்தியாசங்கள் ராமாயணம் வந்திருக்கலாம். there might be some difference in the Ramayana, but yeah, this is there. Shastra said. So with our limited understanding, we cannot be thinking, oh, Ramayana only happened on this particular yuga. Krishna's pastime is eternal, Prabhuji. So Ramayana is happening even right now in different universe. We have multiple, how Mahavishnu spoke, there are unlimited universe coming. So Ramayana is now happening, Krishna Lila is now happening, Varaha Lila is now happening. So like that, Ramayana can happen in even the yuga which were not revealed to us also. Right? But when Vayu Purana speak, when Valmiki Ramayana speak, then that is our authority. This is revealed to us by Vyasadev. Right? So this is the point. Okay, Prabhuji. So we must always stick into Shastra. We must not be deluded and deviated by the reason archaeological finding, if it is not matching Shastra. That's the point. ஸோ நம்ம ட்ராப்பில் உழுவக்கூடாது. ஐயோ இவன் சொல்லிட்டானே இந்த பிரிட்ஜ் வந்து இப்போ தான் 2000 இயர்ஸ்னு, அப்போ இது ராமரோட கட்டணது இருக்க முடியாதோ, இல்லை ராமாயணம் இப்போ தான் நடந்துச்சோ, அதான் பிரச்சனை. இப்போ இவங்க என்ன பண்ணிட்டாங்க, அப்போ ராமாயணம் இப்போ தான் நடந்துச்சுன்னு சாஸ்திரமே தூக்கி போட்டு இங்கே வந்துட்டாங்க. டேஞ்சரஸ். அப்போ அடுத்த 10 வருஷத்தில் என்ன சொல்லுவாங்க, கார்பன் டேட்டிங் இஸ் நாட் 100%. Now we have detected how actually it is beyond, it is million years ago, example. So what are you going to do? So this is the point, Prabhu. Basically whatever it is, Prabhu, the point is Ramayana happened. It is a history. They have so many evidences. We have so many evidences on that. Okay, so we follow that. Ramayana, Shastra is our evidence. And all this history, science are supporting. If it's favorable to Shastra, we take it. Otherwise, we don't accept it. That's the point. Okay, Prabhuji. Always keep Shastra as a center. That's the point. And regarding the calculation of Ramayana, there is a calculation. I can share to you. Right? That was what I remembered when I last see the calculation. But definitely in different yuga. It is there in Vayu Purana. Okay. So, is it clear, Prabhuji? Purithingala?
I kind of understand, Prabhu. Maybe a few further reading and looking into the calculation would be much more.
Yes, I will share you the calculation. Okay. So, it's a different calculation. And your question, see, what I understand from your question is, you are asking whether the bridge is really from Ramayana or not, isn't it? You are asking that question, correct? Yeah. So, that is why I am asking. Very simple. See, your question very simple. ராமாயணத்தில் அந்த வால்மீகி சொன்னனால தான் அந்த பிரிட்ஜ் நம்ம கண்டுபிடிச்சிருக்கோம். இப்போ வால்மீகி லொக்கேஷன் ஜிபிஎஸ் கொடுக்குறாரு. ஜிபிஎஸ் எங்கே இருந்து எங்கே கனெக்ட் பண்ணுது, எந்த இடத்துல இருக்குது, எந்த இப்படி கிராஸ் பண்ணுதுன்னு அவர் கொடுத்த ஜிபிஎஸை வச்சு தான் நம்ம அங்கே போட்டு அங்கே பிரிட்ஜ் கண்டுபிடிச்சிருக்காங்க. புரியுதுங்களா பிரபு? ஸோ அப்போ அவர் கொடுத்ததை வச்சு கண்டுபிடிச்சா அப்போ வால்மீகி ராமாயணம் நடந்திருக்கு, அவர் சொன்னது நடந்திருக்கு. அதான் பாயிண்ட்டு. இப்போ ரெண்டாவது பிரச்சனை என்னன்னா, அப்போ அது எத்தனை வருஷம் இருக்கும்போது ஜியாலஜிக்கல் சேஞ்சஸ் ஆகியிருக்கலாமே, மூவ் பண்ணியிருக்கலாமே, வேறு இடத்துல போயிருக்கலாமேன்னு சொல்லும் போது, ஸோ அப்போ நம்ம என்ன சொல்கிறோம், சாஸ்திரத்தில் என்ன சொல்லியிருக்கு அது நம்ம எடுத்துக்கணும். பகவானோட லீலைகள் ஈட்டனல், அதுவும் நம்ம புரிஞ்சுக்கணும். ஸோ இந்த 2 ஃபேக்டர்ஸ் தான் நம்மளுக்கு இருக்குது. பிகாஸ் அவ எவிடன்ஸ் இஸ் சாஸ்திரம். சரிங்களா? அதுக்குன்னு இல்லைப்பா இது ராமாயணம் கிடையாது, ராமாயணம் இல்லை ராமர் பிரிட்ஜ் கிடையாதுன்னா, தென் யூ ப்ரூவ் டு மீ. அப்போ அது என்ன பிரிட்ஜு, எப்படி ராமன் சொன்னது வால்மீகி சொன்னது அங்கே இருக்குது, தென் யூ ஹேவ் டு ப்ரூவ் டு மீ யுவர் கேஸ். அதுதான் பாயிண்ட். சரிங்களா? இந்த ராமர் கால்குலேஷன் நிறைய பேருக்கு தெரியாமல் இருக்கலாம். பட் திஸ் இஸ் ஆக்சுவல் கால்குலேஷன். எல்லோரும் என்ன நினைப்பாங்கன்னா இந்த திரேதா யுகாவில் வந்ததுன்னு நினைப்பாங்க. But actual calculation is given there. It is not actually this Treta Yuga. But நான் சொன்ன மாதிரி ராமாயணம் பகவானோட லீலைகள் ஈட்டனல். சரிங்களா? ஸோ அதுவும் நம்ம மைண்டில் வச்சுருக்கணும். So is it clear? Okay. So I will share to you the calculation. I have the reference. You can, good for you to know, good for you to preach. But of course all these are very high level of topics. Historicity of Ramayana, historicity of Mahabharata. It is, when we are speaking about historicity, datings, it's quite complex. But whatever it is, we should stick to Shastra. That's என்னோட point. சரிங்களா? Okay. So don't be bewildered by the science, mundane science. The real science is our Shastra. Okay. So thank you very much. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanang pavenebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय.
Thank you, sir.
Hare Krishna.